The truth is ugly, embarrassing, and explosive because nobody expects a luxury candle to arrive missing the one thing that makes it a candle, and yet here we are. What started as a quiet purchase turned into a viral nightmare, and now Meghan Markle's carefully polished lifestyle empire is staring straight down the barrel of lawsuits, public humiliation, and a scandal that refuses to burn out, mostly because there's nothing to light.
There's no wick again! Again! No way to light this thing!
No. You guys... You guys, there's no wick. Wait, producer Kylie? There's no wick, right? Am I crazy? Where's the thing that I light?
Can you talk to me about your candle?
Oh, yes. I really wanted to bring this to the people. So I have a listener who has a family member that was working at Netflix for many, many years and just left. And I was gifted this gorgeous, as ever. There's no wick. Is that normal?
Are you serious?
Is that the thing?
There's
no wick.
I've had 2 people tell me that there was no wick when they ordered a candle.
There's literally no wick.
Are you kidding?
People open the box expecting elegance, California dreams, and elevated luxury, and instead they're staring into a smooth, silent cylinder of wax. No wick, no flame, no function, just confusion. At first, customers laugh it off. Surely this is a mistake, a one-off, a joke. But the laughter dies fast when they realize this isn't rare, it's repeating, over and over, across states, across orders, across platforms. Emails go out asking for refunds. Messages get sent. Forms are filled. And what comes back? Nothing. Silence. No apology. No explanation. Just the sound of a brand pretending it can't hear the fire alarm. This isn't just bad press anymore. This is the moment whispers turn into warnings.
Oprah loves the marmalade so much. It's a favorite of hers that came across totally organically.
No.
Oh no.
I literally feel my throat closing. Oh my God. Orange marmalade.
Oh no.
Tastes like crap. I actually feel sick.
The deeper people dig, the darker it gets. The internet starts connecting dots. One post becomes 10. 10 becomes dozens. Different buyers, same story. Wickless candles arriving like clockwork. This isn't a single quality slip. This looks systematic. Planned or ignored, either way, intentional negligence starts creeping into the conversation. And once that word enters the room, brands don't walk away clean. Then comes the detail that blows the whole thing open. Flip the candle over. Read the label. It says always trim wick to 1/4 inch. That line is everything because it proves these candles were never meant to be wickless. They were designed to burn, marketed to burn, sold to burn, except they can't.
When Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, purchased a candle from a person he dislikes and received a candle without a wick in it.
You had one job. Put the wick in the candle. We're not selling candles at Walmart. This is a luxury lifestyle brand.
Some buyers report a hollow tunnel down the center, like the wick was supposed to be there but never arrived. Others said the candle is solid all the way through, like a block of decorative wax pretending to be functional. Either way, the illusion collapses. And remember, these are not bargain bin candles. These aren't thrift store leftovers. These are luxury products sold with luxury language and luxury confidence, which is why the price hits so hard.
Also, some desperate moves to sell as ever, and reviews coming in as apparently she's selling a candle without a
$64 for one candle. At that price, expectations aren't optional, they're mandatory. People compare, they do the math. For $64, you can buy multiple candles that actually burn. You can fill your house with fragrance. Instead, customers trusted the Meghan Markle name. They believed the branding, the promise, the image. And what did they end up with? A heavy, useless paperweight that smells faintly of disappointment and irony. And then the scent itself becomes part of the mockery. California poppy. Sounds romantic, earthy, natural, except California poppies barely smell like anything. People who live among them say so, which means even if the candle worked, buyers might still be burning $64 worth of nothingness. A metaphor writes itself. That's when frustration turns into anger. Customers demand refunds. They follow the rules, submit tickets, attach photos, explain the problem clearly, and again, silence. Or worse, automated replies that lead lead nowhere. A strict no refund policy slams the door shut. No wick? Too bad. No flame? Your problem. This is where the story crosses from embarrassing into potentially illegal, because selling a defective product at a premium price and refusing refunds isn't just unethical, it's risky. And the internet smells blood. Videos flood in. People open boxes on camera. They laugh, then they stare, then they lose it. No wick. Again. Some joke that the candle represents Meghan Markle's career, expensive, heavily marketed, and unable to ignite. Others aren't joking at all. They're furious. They document every ignored email, every unanswered request, every dead end. And just when you think it can't get worse, another detail surfaces, one that completely shatters the luxury illusion. A Netflix employee reportedly leaves the company carrying a trash bag filled with leftover promotional junk, random items no one wanted. Inside that bag, as ever, products, including a candle, a wickless one. Let that sink in. Not a gift, not a perk, not a premium collectible. Trash, clearance, something to get rid of. Netflix, the same company tied to Meghan Markle, silently dumping her branded merchandise as disposable leftovers. And the candle inside that bag also missing a wick, meaning these defects were known, seen, handled, and still shipped. That revelation changes everything, because Meghan Markle has publicly claimed she has obsessive attention to detail, that she oversees everything, that nothing goes out under her name without her involvement. So now the question becomes brutal and unavoidable. Either she isn't involved at all, or she was, and this still happened. Neither version ends well. Candles are ancient technology. Wax, container, scent, wick, 4 ingredients humanity mastered thousands of years ago. And yet somehow, again and again, one of those essentials vanished. That doesn't happen by accident this many times. Now regulators start entering the conversation. The FTC, consumer protection agencies, class action lawyers, chargebacks, credit card disputes. Each complaint adds weight. Each ignored email becomes evidence, and suddenly what could have been fixed quietly early on is now spiraling into a credibility collapse. Luxury branding lives and dies on trust. Once buyers believe a brand won't stand behind its products, the damage spreads faster than any PR team can contain. And here, trust isn't cracking, it's crumbling. And this is only the beginning. By the time the complaints started stacking up, this wasn't just a customer service mess anymore. It was a full-blown credibility crisis. Because when people pay premium prices, they don't just buy a product, they buy reassurance. They buy the promise that if something goes wrong, someone on the other end will care. And in this case, that promise collapsed completely. Customers weren't asking for special treatment. They weren't demanding luxury perks. They were asking for the bare minimum: acknowledgement, a refund, a replacement, something that signals accountability. Instead, what they ran into was a digital brick wall, automated replies, dead inboxes, policies that read less like business safeguards and more like escape hatches. That silence is what transforms frustration into fury, because silence feels intentional. It feels dismissive, and it sends one loud message: your money matters, but you don't. As more people compared notes, a disturbing pattern emerged. This wasn't confined to one region. This wasn't a bad batch. This was happening repeatedly across different orders, across different buyers, across different countries. Some customers even reported the same issue after replacements were supposedly sent. Wickless, again, that's when the speculation turns darker. Either quality control completely broke down, unnoticed, uncorrected, and unmanaged, or the problem was known and products were shipped anyway. Neither explanation suggests competence. One suggests chaos. The other suggests calculation. And then the brand's public image comes roaring back into the conversation, because this isn't a faceless corporation. This is Meghan Markle, a name that sells on identity, narrative, and control, a brand built on intention, mindfulness, and freakish attention to detail. Those words come back to haunt her now. If she truly oversees everything, how did this happen? And if she doesn't, why did she say she does? There's no graceful answer. As videos continued circulating, the jokes sharpened. Commentators mocked the irony: a candle that won't light, a lifestyle brand that won't function. People laughed, but behind the humor sat a serious legal reality. Selling defective goods while refusing refunds triggers alarms far beyond social media. Consumer protection laws don't care about celebrity. The FTC doesn't care about branding language. They care about patterns. And this story is nothing if not repetitive. Chargebacks become the next domino. Buyers contact their banks. Credit card companies start flagging transactions. And here's the thing brands fear most: too many chargebacks can get a merchant cut off entirely. no processing, no sales, no business. It's the financial equivalent of flipping the lights off. And that's before lawsuits even enter the frame. When multiple consumers experience the same defect from the same seller, class action territory opens wide. The exact scenario lawyers look for: documented complaints, public evidence, identical product failures, and an apparent refusal to resolve the issue. The longer the silence continues, the worse it looks. Then comes another revelation that deepens the damage: reports that despite all of this, the brand is planning to expand. New markets, new regions, even the UK. The same UK where consumer protection laws are far stricter, where refunds are not optional, where enforcement is faster and far less forgiving. That idea alone feels disconnected from reality, because expansion doesn't hide flaws, it magnifies them. If a brand can't manage quality and customer service on a limited scale, scaling up doesn't fix the problem. It exposes it. And let's be honest, Meghan Markle's popularity in the UK is already fragile at best. Competing in that market means facing established heritage brands with trust, consistency, and products that actually work. Entering that environment while dragging unresolved scandals behind you isn't bold, it's reckless. Meanwhile, online conversation shifts. It's no longer just about candles. It's about trust. People start questioning other products, other claims, other promises. When one piece collapses, the entire structure gets inspected. That's the real danger here. Luxury branding is illusion backed by execution. When execution fails, illusion evaporates. And once customers feel misled, they don't forget, they warn others. Every ignored email becomes a screenshot. Every automated reply becomes proof. Every wickless candle becomes a symbol. And symbols travel faster than facts. What makes this situation especially damaging is how easily it could have been avoided. A recall, a public apology, refunds issued quickly, transparency. Any of those actions would have slowed the fallout. Instead, delay allowed the narrative to harden. And once public opinion locks in, reversing it becomes almost impossible. Now, regulators watch, lawyers watch, payment processors watch, and consumers watch even closer. This isn't about a candle anymore. It's about whether this brand deserves anyone's money at all. Because luxury isn't about price, it's about responsibility. And right now, responsibility is nowhere to be found. So the question hanging in the air is unavoidable. What happens next? Does legal action arrive quietly or loudly? Does the brand acknowledge the problem or continue pretending it doesn't exist? And how many more customers will open boxes, stare into empty wax, and realize too late that they didn't just buy a candle, they bought into a promise that never ignited? And once that realization spreads, no amount of marketing can put the flame back. Marketing can put the flame back. Marketing can put the flame back.